And I now cut across to my colleague Anjali Ishtwal, who joins us live from Suba Kholi. Anjali, very good afternoon to you, and you've been on the roads taking stock of the situation. A sense of from you on the status of the rescue operations at this moment, and which are the areas that are particularly affected?
Suesha, we've moved on from Suakholi a bit ahead, and what we are trying to do is approach Uttarkashi from a different route other than the National Highway 34, which is badly damaged in multiple locations. So we are trying to approach it from a road that goes from Mussoorie to Uttarkashi. And as we are traveling there, I've stopped a bit because of the patchy connectivity here. Communication is a huge problem right now all across Uttarakhand. As we were proceeding, we saw the cavalcade of the IG moving there, then a few cars of the health services as well. So currently, it seems all hands on deck are moving towards that area only, the ground zero. The rescue operations, as the update has been coming slowly and slowly, because communication is a little bit of a problem there, is all dependent on the connectivity, whether the NDRF and SDRF team are able to go and make physical contact at ground zero or not. Till now, because of a large section of the road there being washed away, it has created a huge hurdle, a humongous challenge for the rescue operation teams. But the boots on the ground, the first boots on the ground was the army, and they are continuing to help there. And not just with the rescue and medical facilities, but also by providing shelter and ration, which is an important thing here. And also impacted would be the tourists who had gone to Gangotri, although not a large number, though, because it is not the season that people travel to this area, understandably. And but still, they are also something that we need to be concerned about, because the road that leads to them has been washed away.
Many concerns, of course, Anjali, but right now the focus is also on to rescue those who are feared to be trapped, and reports suggest that about 60 people. Now, of course, not really right to go by the numbers just yet, because unfortunately even the death toll that is mounting, and the very many challenges that the rescue teams face on the ground, because reports also suggest that it has been pouring non-stop and heavy rains that continue to lash all these regions.
Right, absolutely. Since morning, in fact, in the morning when we were doing lives at around 8 o'clock in the morning and 7 in the morning, it was pouring, Soesha. It was difficult to stand in that rain because it was incessant. It did not let up even for a minute for hours together. And this was a problem. If we were facing it and having issues just doing a live there, imagine working with your hands, working with the machines, and trying to walk and cut through boulders. This is a huge challenge. And as the Met Department is saying, there is an orange alert in most parts of Uttarakhand, and also a red alert in some selective parts. This is going to be a challenge. We are just hoping the weather, which seems to be clearing up a little bit, if it lets up or not. But mind you, even if the rain stops, the fog conditions in local pockets is extremely worrying. We were just in an area where it was absolutely clear, and now as we start descending from the mountain, maybe turning towards the leeward side of the mountain where there is less sun coming in, we see a dense fog here. So definitely anybody who will attempt to fly in this situation, it's not going to be safe. So we can only pray and hope that the weather clears up and the air services can start, because that is the best way of providing relief to the location which is currently inaccessible via road.
Oh yes, hopefully that happens. And Anjali, as you continue to report from the ground, please stay safe. We'll keep coming back to you for further updates as you move on to other locations. And yes, security forces, Army, ITBP, NDRF and SDRF are all battling extreme conditions in Uttarakhand's flood-hit regions. The flash flood struck steep, narrow Himalayan valleys like Dharali and Harsil, where thick mud boulders and debris have blocked access routes and buried entire areas. Roads, including the critical Dharali approach, are broken. cutting off ground connectivity, persistent poor weather, thick fog and rain that have severely hampered visibility, grounding helicopters and slowing down foot operations. Despite deploying 2 Mi-17s and 2 Chinooks from Sarsawa and Chandigarh, aerial rescue that has been very limited owing to these weather conditions. NDRF teams couldn't fly out of Dehradun due to the cloud cover. Now, according to sources, Mi-17s and ALH Mk3 choppers in Bareilly and transport aircraft in Agra were prepped overnight. Relief material is ready, but dense fog and rains that are delaying flights. To make matters worse, dense cloud accumulation is expected to continue for the next 2 to 3 days, threatening more rain and making rescue operations even more difficult and dangerous. Rescuers are racing against time and weather.
As you can see behind me, currently we are on the road to Uttarkashi. We had to take a detour because National Highway 34 is completely blocked. There are multiple locations where there are landslides, but this is a road that goes from Mussoorie to Uttarkashi. And you know, this is the issue that you will see in multiple places. A lot of water is coming from the hills. It gets debris and rocks. It blocks the road. Sometimes there are uprooted trees on the road, and that's when the authorities bring in JCBs and bulldozers, earth movers to try and clear the road. So currently there is a line of traffic waiting for this road to clear up. There are officials here right now clearing the road. We'll try and see if we can, sir, can we speak to you? Okay, we understand. So they're busy clearing the road, and when we started on this road, we got the information that most of the roadblocks have been cleared. But as we proceeded, new roadblocks are cropping up. Thankfully, as you can see, the weather has cleared up a little bit. And on our way over here, while we were driving, I spotted some air traffic. I spotted a helicopter flying. Now, I'm not sure what kind of helicopter it was, but that does give us an indication that some air traffic has started. That would be a huge relief if that happens, because the rescue operations can be conducted massively through air operations, because that road connectivity, we all know, is completely demolished as far as the ground zero is concerned. But right now, as you can see behind me, JCB clearing out all the debris, making way for all the traffic that is waiting, and not just locals who are traveling, but also rescue teams. So there, all the officials on the ground doing their best, trying to make traffic flow as smoothly as possible.